Well, I am excited because normally I have to juggle all of this stuff on my own, but today I have a co-host, you guys. I get to sit back and relax and let my feet up. I don't really have to do much today because I have the senior diversity and inclusion consultant from Wells Fargo here to carry the heavy load for me. He's live from Atlanta, everybody, Mr. Dewey Norwood. What's up, Dewey?
Come on, Lady Jade. I bid you and all of our Let's Hang partners across the fruited plains greetings from Fellowship, year 2 at Fellowship, 1110 Centennial Olympic Park Drive in the beautiful city of Atlanta, Georgia. The A, the 404. You fill in the blank for whatever else you want to call them. So we're excited. We've got a bunch of folks that are here grabbing food, having a great time. I'm looking forward to an amazing game here. As you said it, we got the MEAC and the SWAC. We got the SWAC and the MEAC. Of course, I got my Wells Fargo pin on, and you see I got my MEAC Nation and my leadership pin from FAM. So I'm both sides of the aisle here on this thing for today. So Jade, really excited. I know we've got a dynamic lineup. We're going to give you the reins from here, sis, to get us started.
All right, so I'm going to introduce our celebrities. We have a bunch of guys that have already popped in and some ladies as well. From North Carolina Central University, y'all, he is the guard for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As a matter of fact, he is on his way to the team jet right now. Y'all give it up for Nick Leverett. Oh, the crowd goes crazy.
What's up? Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Let's get it going. Hopefully my MEAC team pull it through again. Let's go.
We love it. Y'all, Nick is one of our alum. We love having Nick on Hang, and he's so dedicated. The fact that we've seen him in his garage earlier, he's in his car, and we'll see him on the jet, so we get to see what that looks like. We love the behind the scenes. So thank you, Nick, for hanging with us. We appreciate it. All right, up next, you guys. He is an alum from Southern University, NFL Hall of Fame cornerback, spent 14 seasons primarily with the Arizona Cardinals. Y'all, we are so blessed to have him in the building, Mr. Aeneas Williams.
What's up, Jay? Glad to be here. Hey. Shout out to Nick and the Southern University, Jay. Put some respect on our name. But I'm glad to be here, lady.
Aeneas, you're again another one of our Hang alum. We appreciate you coming back. You're always a blessing to have on with us, and we're going to talk about that bus that we see in the background in a little bit too. All right, you showed out with the background. Now, let me just say, you have the background out to everybody. All right.
Thank you.
All right, up next, you guys, he is representing UAPB, NFL All-Pro offensive lineman from the Miami Dolphins. Also a professional rapper, which we'll talk about in a bit. And put some respect on his name. He's actually in the team room. We have Mr. Terron Armstead in the building. What's up, Terron?
What's up? Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me on.
Hi, Lisa. What's up, Terron?
What's up, OG? Good to see you again.
Yes, Terron. Thank you so much for hanging with us today. We're excited to talk to you as well. Now, we got to represent for my ladies. There's a lot of fellas in here, so I got to bring one of my ladies in. Grambling State alum, only NCAA athlete to record 2 quadruple doubles. Y'all, she got some game. My girl, Shakyla Hill. What's up, Shakyla? Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Thank you so much for having me today.
Yes, y'all, Shakyla is so cool. She's so humble. But, we'll get her to brag in a little bit because, she got game. She definitely has game. So, Shakyla, thank you so much for jumping on with us. All right.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right, you guys. Here he is, representing Morehouse, who played in the NFL. He is a current actor. Y'all know him from his role on Power Book 4. Y'all, these ladies been sliding in my DMs for this man, y'all. Y'all go crazy. Y'all know Mr. Isaac Keys.
Hey, what's up, beautiful people? I'm just glad I got my music right. Yeah, what's happening, everybody? What's going on? It's good to be back to Hang. It's beautiful. Right on. We have a good time in here, that's for sure.
Absolutely. So we had Isaac last year when Anthony Anderson was on. Y'all were cutting up. So I need you to be on your best behavior today, Isaac, okay?
I ain't made no promise. You got Aeneas on here too. Aeneas was cutting up right along with us. So, we had a good group, so no pressure.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
For sure. But you guys, I see somebody else, another legend that just popped in on the Hang. He is an NBA legend. He's in the Hall of Fame, named to the NBA's 50th and 75th anniversary teams, won the NCAA College Division Championship at Winston-Salem. Y'all, what an honor. We got Earl the Pearl Monroe. What's up, Mr. Earl? How you doing?
Let's go.
Hey,
Let's
hey,
go.
thank you so much. You know, I saw the SWAC and I saw the MEAC. I didn't see the CIAA, but I'll go with that.
We got a lot of love for the CI. A lot of love for the CI, Earl. We're going to be talking about the CI a little bit later on today. You can count on it, sir.
Okay, no doubt.
What an honor to have you, man. I'm telling you, we got some heavy hitters in the room, Dewey. This is crazy. We also have a lot of guests that will be joining us live from the stadium, you guys, in the Wells Fargo suite. Right now, matter of fact, I think I see someone in the Wells Fargo suite, if I'm not mistaken. He's an actor best known for his role as Big Brother X-Ray Vision in the 1988 Spike Lee film School Days. We also know him as Ron Johnson Jr. from A Different World. I'm representing Hillman College today, y'all. Mr. Daryl Bell. What's up, Daryl? I saw him earlier. You know,
He was there.
He was there. I'm just going to let y'all know. It may be some technical difficulties from the stadium, but we're going to get the people in and out, so no worries. But Daryl is in the building, guys.
And Jade, he might be getting a snack because listen, the Wells Fargo, they in the suite. I'm loving it at the ship, but they got the suite going, so he might be in there getting a snack on. But I guarantee you, we'll get him, y'all. Any fans in the chat from A Different World fans out there? You guys can raise your virtual hands or throw something in there. We got a lot of love for A Different World. All right, back to you.
WDLC. Go ahead and mute for me, Miss Earlene. There you go. All right. Look, we got some thumbs up. We have some Different World fans in the building. We definitely have that. Also, I see one of your fellow Conrads from Wells Fargo is here. We'll talk to him a little bit later. Mr. Cecil Burrows is in the building. How are you, Cecil?
Thank you. Looking forward to engaging.
Look, you can tell he is from Wells Fargo. He said, I'm looking forward to engaging.
Code switch.
I love it. All right, you guys. Well, today is a really big day. Each of you that are hanging with us today, you guys are HBCU alums. I want to talk about, before we actually get into the meat of today, you know, let's talk about the impact of HBCU, how that impact has helped you in your career. Let's enlighten the folks that maybe don't understand, why do people make HBCUs such a big deal? So Isaac, I'll kick it off with you.
Oh, I like that. Okay, so HBCU, graduate of Morehouse College. I think what HBCU experience gave me was just a sense of camaraderie, and I think that goes a long way, first off. But also, was seeing people just like me trying to better their lives. It was great to see, because I mean, a lot of times, you know, people come from humble beginnings. They may come from, you know, not having much, or you may come from having much. But being at HBCU, I got to see it from all perspective. People like me that may have not had much, people may be middle class, people that may have been more fortunate, but we were all working on the same common goal. So it's like, I'm a type of person where I feel like I need to be around people that are better than me to make me better. And I think being at HBCU allowed me to see people of my color, my ethnicity, trying to better their lives and become better people. And that was my experience. And I hold that dear to my heart to this day. And that's why I'm always like,
great, man. Thank you, Isaac. I love that. Mr. Aeneas?
Yeah, just as Isaac has shared, Jade, there was no drop off. I like to make sure young people know I got prepared on the field, off the field, and I like people to know to put the bullhorn out. Our HBCU institutions are getting movers and shakers prepared to dominate, whether it's on the field or in corporate America or just in the community, and that's what I love about the Southern University.
Or look, we're gonna keep making sure. Yes, it is the Southern University.
I want one of those D's too. Then, if you could get a D, I want a D too. Yeah. D, Morehouse College.
That is so funny. I just hosted an event with 25 students from different HBCUs. As a matter of fact, yesterday, everybody was then, okay? It is the. We got to make sure we put that the in front of it. All right, so Shakyla, you come from the Grambling State University. How do you feel like going to an HBCU, changed the trajectory of your life and helped you now as an adult?
Well, let's clarify. Grambling is the real the. But Grambling has helped me so much since I've graduated, just even outside of the sports world and basketball. I've gotten jobs just for being a Grambling alumni, for being an HBCU alumni. I've had projects with Microsoft, Facebook, just because I went to the Grambling State University. So I'll always pay homage to my HBCU because it's opened up so many doors outside of being an athlete.
That's so good. That's so good.
I'm sorry, Jade, I don't mean to interrupt, but does anybody know who won the Bayou Classic this year? I'm just asking for a friend.
You know what? We're on the up and up, so I'm just gonna let you have that. Because we're on the up and up, but that's the last joke of that for today.
Too soon, Aeneas. Too soon.
We're here for the Celebration Bowl anyway. With Celebration Bowl.
Look,
going off. We didn't make no bowl game, no nothing. So, but yeah, Celebration Bowl, and Howard has scored already, so it is 7-0. Both had 2 good kickoff returns. But Howard drove down the field and scored. So now Florida A&M is up.
I love that. Okay, so Isaac, I'm gonna keep coming to you to update us on the game. Is that cool?
Okay, got you.
Look, because you got a little bit of commentating in you too. Look, the sky is the limit, brother.
Man, HBCUs is crazy how they prepare you for stuff you never thought about it.
I love it. For those of you too, if this is your first time hanging with us today, we do talk a lot of noise on Hang. So it is all in love. Just get used to it. That's how we show love to each other. Okay. So I'm just forewarning you guys. Okay. All right, Mr. Earl. So I would love to hear about your HBCU experience. I mean, you were at Winston-Salem back in the 1960s, right? It was a different time then. So let's talk about it. You are a legend. We would love to hear about your experience at HBCU and how it literally shaped you into who you are today.
Wow. I just did a interview about this, and being so old, I probably forgot most of that interview. But I'm from Philadelphia, and I went to school obviously down in Winston-Salem. First time south, and just dealing with the situation at that time with the civil rights movement and so forth and so on. It was a little crazy, but at the same time, I got to understand, what the civil rights movement was really about. And being down there with guys like Jesse Jackson and all those guys, we got to really get the march to sit in and do all those type of things. But the aspect of being in an HBCU for me has always been about the relationships that I've formed. And those relationships have gone on all these years. I mean, this week alone, I've spoken to 5 or 6 guys that I went to school with. And we're constantly going back and forth with all the things that happened during that time, which made us who we are today. I was fortunate enough to, be the second person chosen in the NBA draft when I graduated. And that set a tone in itself for more HBCU players to be drafted. So, the experience of being in North Carolina and the experience of going to Winston-Salem, especially, has really enlightened my life and set a tone for me for the rest of my life.
Wow. I'm gonna tell you why this is so cool. Like literally, this is like hearing history, Mr. Earl. Like you don't even understand. This is so amazing to hear from you. Thank you so much for sharing that. We deeply, deeply appreciate it. All right, Nick.
I know the same thing, Jade.
I know. It's almost like hearing. Yeah. It's like this. Yeah. He really said out there with Jesse Jackson. Like, come on now. That is big.
Thank you, Earl. Thank you. Yeah.
Wow.
Like keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
No doubt.
So Nick, we'll come back to you because I know you're in the car. Well, Nick, okay, there he is. He popped back in. So Nick, let's talk about it. Your HBCU experience, how it helped you. You're in the NFL now. Have the $1 million smile. Let's talk about it, Nick.
Nah, you crazy. I mean, it's everything to me. I was a first generation college student. And like Isaac and Arenas was saying, just seeing more people like me, it made that experience super smooth, and it made me more comfortable. It made me open up more because I was always shy growing up. But it made me open up more. And then like the biggest thing was just learning more and more about my culture. Because when you're young like that, especially like going to a PWI, which I ended up transferring to a PWI my last season, but they don't teach you all that. So it was good to go to HBCU, start off my college career at an HBCU, and then it also built me thick skin too. Like I was able to deal with life. Like even now, I'm able to deal with adversity way better than a lot of other people. So I definitely thankful, and definitely wouldn't change anything. My whole route wouldn't change a thing of it.
Love it. Thank you, Nick. We appreciate that. I want to remind everybody, if you have a question, please get your questions, put them in the chat so we can call on you, because this is about the fan experience. We want to make sure you guys are having the opportunity to talk to some of these amazing stars that we have on here today. But I think what the fellas were saying and what Shakyla was saying as well is a great segue. Dewey, I'd love to toss it to you so you can share with us. Wells Fargo is a huge advocate and supporter of HBCU. Yeah. So let's talk about that.
Jade, thanks for that. And again, so thankful to be a part of this broadcast and to be able to celebrate the work that the firm is doing. So, you're on with a banker, right? So, I got to talk the numbers. In the last 12 years, everyone, Wells Fargo has provided over $119 million of financial support for higher education programming. Full stop. If you disaggregate that data, our strategic investments in HBCUs now exceed $40 million. Scholarship support that we're providing, dollars for programming, direct contributions that we're making to institutions. And that's our commitment. Jade, I would also add to this, we want to make sure that we are supporting HBCUs from a community perspective as part of our broader HBCU strategy. What can we do to engage with alumni, to bring them into the workforce, to have them become a diverse supplier with our firm? Or how do we recruit the top tier talent? We know that there is top tier talent on our HBCU campuses today. How do we find a way to recruit that talent? And then last but not least, Jade, from our perspective, we certainly want to make sure that everyone that's on, knows about the diverse products and services that our firm provides. $1.9 trillion in assets. 1 in 3 households here in the U.S. has a banking relationship in some way, shape, or form with Wells Fargo, and 1 in 10 small businesses, or 10% of the small businesses across the U.S. actually engage in connecting with us as well. So my wife is a small business owner. She's hanging at the suite while I'm hanging here at Fellowship. So we love those pieces of the puzzle. So Jade, I know we've got some of our Wells Fargo partners that are on. They'll be in the chat today. We'll be able to talk with them a little bit more in some other kinds of areas later on in the broadcast, but we're here to make sure that we're meeting the financial needs of all customers and certainly supporting our HBCU students, alumni, et cetera. So Jane, that's my 90-second pitch.
Nah, we love it, Dewey. We appreciate everything that you guys are doing to support HBCUs. I know that a little bit later on, you also have a pretty special, surprise for us.
We got some stuff, but I'm gonna step out of camera here for a minute. I hope that folks can actually see here in the backdrop, in addition to the beautiful photos, you see our HBCU Legends debit card collection. So we now, based on the great work that's happening from our marketing team and our diverse segments group and our consumer banking group, we have 40 different HBCU cards that are available for any of our retail banking customers. So we got to show some love for Tallahassee and FAMU, where they strike and strike and strike again, and then representing the MEAC, of course, Howard University. So these are available for any of our retail banking customers, free of charge. Customize your banking experience. Get your HBCU Legends card today.
100%. Thank you, Dewey. Great presentation. Somebody get the
Wait, it's that teleprompter, Jade. My daughter was here, so she's holding and my son, they're holding up the teleprompter. So all I got to do is read, and baby, I can read with the best of them.
I love it. We are here for it. Look, we want to say this. We want everybody to participate in supporting HBCUs. You can actually do it with a donation. We have, all you have to do is click above. There is actually a tile right at the top of the screen. If you want to also donate to scholarship funds at Howard and FAMU, click the ads and hang. You can donate also via SMS. Our Hang team will be sending you out an SMS today. You can donate. And for those that do make a donation today, we're going to have you put your name in the chat and we'll draw out of your names later on today for a Wells Fargo prize pack. All right. So we want to make sure that we are all having the opportunity to support for sure. I got to give a shout out real fast to, I see somebody on Hang, Lacilia. Lacilia was getting her wig put on live in Hang, y'all. I don't know if y'all saw that.
I was checking that out, Jay. I was checking that out. I'm like,
Lacilia, unmute yourself real fast. We need to know what, ma'am. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
I sure was.
Now she don't want to show herself. She don't want to show herself now. Hold on.
Yeah, show herself. Show us what we're working with.
It turned out.
Lucia has a lace front.
You can't be teasing us like that, Lucia. You like, let's see the finished product.
Look, and my daughter is the one putting it on. A recent graduate of the Florida A&M University.
I gotta strike that wig. Continue to strike that wig, though. Strike that.
Isaac, you are stupid, boy. I said, did they just pull a wig on? And we trying to have a moment with Wells Fargo. Lord have mercy. Thank you, Lucia. You appreciate it.
I'm sorry, y'all needed that laugh.
I thought she was a Wells Fargo client, Jay.
I'm like, Wells Fargo giving out wigs too now? Dang. Listen, we do what we got to do to win relationships, y'all.
I know that's right.
Ooh, that is too funny. I love it. All right, we do have a question in the chat. John, you can go ahead and unmute yourself. John, unmute yourself.
Whoops. Hi. I have a question for Earl the Pearl, because one of my big moments when I was 13, when I heard that we were trading for you to come to the Knicks, I couldn't believe it. And we'll get to that in a second. But my question is, do you have any thoughts about a fellow Winston-Salem graduate, Chris Paul, and his game and his support of HBCUs?
Well, Chris, obviously he's been in Winston-Salem a long time, having gone to Wake Forest as well. But Chris has been so supportive of Winston-Salem, even in the earlier days of his career. He's been there for us, and we certainly appreciate it. It's not often that you have a guy that has had the type of success that he's had, and then come back to graduate at an HBCU. And that's exactly what he did. He's been so supportive. I remember his grandfather when I was actually at Winston-Salem, and his grandfather owned a gas station. Unfortunately, he was killed in a robbery, but Chris has always been steadfastly a Winston-Salem person. And, we appreciate all the alumni, plus the people there. I'm quite sure appreciate all the things that he's done. And the things that he's done has put more light on Winston-Salem State University. And we can't say enough about him.
Thank you. Can I ask you one other thing, which is these days in the NBA, it's all about like putting together these superstar teams, right? And we've seen a lot of them just blow up. Some of them have worked, like in Miami, but some of them just never work. When you came to the Knicks, how did you and Clyde Frazier blend so well when you were both like the top two guys in the league?
You sure you want me to answer that one?
Please. Take all the time you need.
No. When you go into someone's house, you acquiesce to everything that's actually there. You take a back seat. And that's kind of what happened when I came to the Knicks. It was Clyde's team, Clyde's ball, and I kind of stepped back until I could find my own way in there. And I think, with me not going in there and trying to impose myself early on, I think it made it an easier transition. And when you talk about super teams, I mean, we had 5 or 6 guys. We had the Willis Reeds, we had the Dave DeBush, the Bill Bradley, not only Clyde, but also Dick Barnett, Jerry Lucas. I mean, we had 5 or 6 Hall of Famers on that team. So, it was a good step for me, and, it turned out really well.
Thank you. And thanks for that ring. I mean, you got the ring. I didn't get the ring, but I got to watch it. So thank you. The last one we got, too. Thank you.
Thanks, John, for your question. Appreciate it. Don't forget, if you have a question, put it in the chat so we can call on you so you can ask any of the stars on here today. Questions. Do not miss the opportunity. All right. Okay, Dewey, I think we have somebody in the Wells Fargo suite that just rejoined us.
Yeah, that sounds great. And so let's jump over, and Jay, thank you. Let's jump over to the Wells Fargo suite, and I'm hoping that we have our buddy with us, Mr. Daryl Bell. I'll wait for him to come on the screen to make sure DB is here. Daryl, do we have you out there in television land today?
You know, this is the second time we done called on Daryl and he has not responded. So we're about to cut his camera on.
Third time is the charm. So we'll wait for him to physically show up there. But Jay, listen, I know I've got another friend that's on here. We've got some Wells Fargo bankers that we're going to talk to in a minute. But I think that my football coach is actually on this broadcast. So can we see whether Joe DeLaMarlure is in the house? You know, all we do is rock with Hall of Famers at Let's Hang. You know, that's just the way that we do it, Jade, as you know. So I want to see if Coach D is out there. Joe D, do we have you available to jump on for a quick second? Well, listen, if you have not had a chance to know about him, a Hall of Fame lineman, played both for the Buffalo Bills and then also played for the Cleveland Browns. And so we're really fortunate to play 1 year of ball there for Coach D. So Coach D, we love you, and we can get you on. We'll get you to say hello to the band. Okay. Coach, double check your mute button and just make sure you can turn that off. And I see also that we've got Daryl back too, so. Hey, Jay, let's do this. Let's jump over to Daryl. Daryl, first of all, I hope things are going well for you today, man. Really appreciative of you being on. And we got some football action happening here too, man.
There is some football action happening. We've already had 2 scores, 1 score canceled, a face mask, all kinds of drama and excitement. I'm trying to pay attention, but I'm distracted by the food here, trying not to gain 15 pounds in the Wells Fargo suite. But it's an exciting day, and I'm happy to be here.
DB, we appreciate you being on with us, Doc. Can you talk a little bit about the work that you are doing to engage with HBCUs? And you know we got to talk about ABW, man. You're a different world tour. Talk to us about it, Doc.
Sure. You know, it's been a privilege for a different world to still be the preeminent representation of HBCUs on film and television. And not a day goes by, particularly on a day like today with a stadium full of folks where you don't hear, I went to college because I watched a different world, or I went to an HBCU because I watched a different world. So it's spectacular. So the cast, we've done appearances at HBCUs to talk about the show and all the issues that were relevant then and still relevant now. Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes that's not a good thing. And we're looking for all of the individual events we've done over the years. Next year, we are doing a national HBCU tour with the cast, and we're really excited about it.
So, Daryl, I just have to say this. It is so crazy. Like, hearing your voice, I'm like, that's Ron. That's Ron from that is Ron. Where's Freddie at? Like, that is crazy.
And I see you rocking your Hillman shirt, too. I ain't mad at you. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on now. You know, people ask me, what are the similarities between me and Ron? I said, well, we look a lot alike and we sound a lot alike. So there's, you know, that happens all the time. And Dewey will tell you from all of the Zoom conferences we've been on, we've raised over $500,000 where everyone has to pay $1 when they call me Ron on Zoom. So, you know, that's a good thing. It's spectacular.
So I'll put my $1 in there.
There you go. Now we have $500,001 in the jar. There you go. It's good stuff.
I love that.
Right.
No, but he's so right, Dewey. Like when he says, when people watch a different world, that's some of us. That was our first experience of knowing what an HBCU was, right, or being exposed to HBCU. So that show was so instrumental in a lot of us going to college for real.
Yeah,
that's it.
100%. And let me tell you, I'm going to take a point of personal privilege because it's always fun when I see folks stand out when they see me. I was a New York Knicks season ticket holder, so when I see Earl the Pearl Monroe on the screen, I get real excited. I'm just trying to tell you. Folks talk about, if you want to talk about the greatest of all time, you can't talk about the greatest of all time if you don't know your history. And I started to play basketball very badly, trying to be like Earl the Pearl Monroe. I'm just saying. So it's a pleasure, legend, with all the legends on there, but I just wanted to say what's up to the Pearl. The real Pearl. And by the way, I went to Syracuse with Pearl Washington, who was, representing your name, but there's only one original. That's all I'm saying. All right.
Appreciate it.
I've hijacked the conversation. Yes.
DB, we appreciate you being on with us, man. Thanks so much. Just continued success with the things that you all are doing. Go ahead, put in a shameless plug for those tour dates, man, so folks know. Can you share those dates?
Sure. So we're going to be in the AUC. So we're coming back here to Atlanta, February 29th. We are going to be in Bison territory in April. The date's going to be somewhere between April 7th and 13th. It's going to be the week of April 7th and 13th. And then we're going to North Carolina A&T, April 26th. And then the rest of the schedule after the first quarter is getting put together. So it's going to be exciting.
Love it, love it, love it. Everybody be sure to jump online. You can find Daryl and the team on IG. You can see all the amazing things that they're doing out there. So we're certainly appreciative of having you on with us, Doc. Enjoy the food. Save me one chicken wing and one piece of celery.
Yeah, we'll do that. But when the dessert cart gets here, all bets are off. That's all I'm telling you.
It's a wrap. Hey, and DB, we got some exciting news that we're going to share later on, man. So just thanks for being there at the suite, and we look forward to catching up with you in a bit, Doctor.
I'm happy to be here with everybody.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right, real quick, Dewey, just a second. Isaac, what is going on? I'm hearing a lot of cheers. It looked like your boys are doing their thing, huh?
Yeah. Well, you know that. I don't have no dog in this fight, but I'm representing HBCUs, that's for sure. So we got that part going. So right now the score is 14-0, Howard University. They scored the course twice. FAMU had, like he said, that FAMU had a face mask. They had a turnover, but it was a face mask penalty, so it was called back. Now FAMU is going as 4th and 1. They're in the red zone, 4th and 1, and they just went for it. So they're measuring it right now, and they did not get the first down. So now Howard has the ball, turned over on downs, and yeah, it seems like a very
dog in this game.
Yeah, they definitely, but they match up when it comes to stats. They match up pretty fairly. But Howard has a 6-5 record. Florida A&M has 11-1 record. So yeah, but Howard right now is coming out with all the energy. They got it.
Okay, I love it. I love it. Okay, Dewey, I see somebody else just popped in real fast. I do see we have some questions in the chat. So Rebecca, I'm going to be coming to you in just a second. I'm also going to be coming to you, Yama, in just a second. But I see somebody else just joined us. Y'all, representing Virginia State football, previously played at Norfolk State, won HBCU Male Athlete of the Year in 2021, known as the NIL King. He is a Hang alum. We got Mr. Raekwon Smith. What's up, Raekwon? You gotta unmute.
How you doing? I did. How you doing?
Well, first of all, where are you? You're sitting in something. You looking like money, Raekwon.
Nah. I'm at a track meet. I'm a photographer, so I'll take pictures. I'm at a track meet right now.
Oh, we love it. The jack of all trades. Look, look. I was gonna say, because if it's money, we need to make sure you have a Wells Fargo account. We need to make sure that you're handling those funds properly, sir.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, I gotta ask you, why do they call you the NIL King?
They call me NIL King because of what I have done and what I have brought to the NIL industry. I started from the bottom, from an HBCU, Norfolk State University, where I started with one deal and I ended up having almost 90 deals, almost 100. So, that's what they really call me NIL King. I'm different, I'm unique, and I'm a go-getter. I go out there and get the NIL deals. I don't wait for them to come to me. And I'm just changing the narrative of the HBCU's perspective, where they say we can't get NIL deals, but we can. And I'm not a powerful athlete. I'm just a HBCU athlete, just trying to make some work and make some community.
Okay. All right, Raekwon. Well, congratulations. We love to see you, doing your thing, black man. We are happy for you. Look, all of the older athletes are looking at you like, man, if I would have had NIL when I
That's they always say.
I was trying to get money in between the barbecue plate, from the. I was trying to look under my plate to see if I had a little $5, $20 underneath there or something. I never
Jade,
did.
I think the alum can.
For the record, I never received anything.
Jade, I think the alum can get some NIL money.
No, seriously.
Right. Yeah.
Got it. I agree. I definitely agree. We're actually going to be bringing in Cecil Burrows, who handles NIL for Wells Fargo in just a few minutes. But before we do, Rebecca, can you go ahead and unmute yourself? You had a question for Isaac?
Hello. How are you? How's everyone?
Good.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. It's dark over there, Rebecca.
Right.
Listen, okay, I'm gonna keep it 100. When your house ain't right, everybody can't see that.
All right, you did right. Because if Anthony was on here, he would have went all in. I ain't gonna do that.
Right.
And I went toe for toe.
Yeah. Okay, Rebecca, what's your question?
Man, calling me now. Y'all gotta call back. Oh, call him back.
Rebecca, did you have a question for Isaac?
I guess not, Rebecca. She went dark on us. She went dark on us. Okay.
Okay, Yama, if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself. Yama. Oh, there she is. Okay, go ahead, Rebecca. What was your question?
No, my brother's across the street at Harlem Hospital. He's 27 years old, type 1 diabetic. He's legally blind now. Now he's fighting for a kidney.
Okay. Thank you.
I didn't mean to go off board, but my question for that is, I remember first seeing Isaac during the Takara days. I'm not gonna go into details, but then as far as when you switched to acting, is when I saw you on Criminal Minds.
Okay, that's right.
So I just wanted to know, when you come back into any other TV shows besides Power. No hate on it, but I never watched it. Sorry. Okay. Couldn't get into it.
That's totally fine. It is not for everybody. But I first want to give blessings and prayers out to your brother. May he do well. So I want to give love to him. Send that to him, please. I will. Yeah, you talking about the the reality show. So it was a reality show that I started out on, and I didn't want to do it. I was coming out of football, but I didn't know what I was trying to do. I knew I wanted to get into acting, and a close friend of mine was like, "Man, just do the audition." It was called The Ultimate Merger, and actually it was Omarosa. It was on TV1. And I was one of the bachelors. It was a minority-based show, and it felt good because it was on the landmine of what we were doing. The first time we had an African-American bachelorette, and then we had minority bachelors. So it's like, and TV1 came up with the concept. I'm like, well, yeah, once they chose me, I had to audition, chose me for it. And to me, it kind of felt like I was in training camp. I was competing with 10 other guys, just for the prize at the top. So I was fresh out of football, and it was like, okay, game time, let's go. Now, and it's just one of those things that it started me, and it started my mindset started turning towards, I want to be in front of the camera. There's things that I want to do with acting. And that's also led to one of my first auditions with TV1. I was like, I'm ready. Come on, TV1, bring me in for the audition. I'm ready. And I went in there, and I was green as hell. I was terrible on the audition. I was going for like a love interest on a Tatiana Ali show on TV1. Had my suit on, thinking that's what I had to do for a love interest. And I went in there, and I saw 50 other people just like me. And it was intimidating, honestly. And, but it was the process that I had to go through starting into acting. I had to go through that and continue to go through many more auditions that I wasn't very good in, and then start to become better, and then start leading and getting roles like Criminal Minds, and now on Power, which you don't watch, but that's okay.
That character, you, not to cut you off, and pardon me for doing so, but that character you did on Criminal Minds, baby, was serious.
I'm
looking at it, and I'm looking at the face. Okay, I know the face. I'm like, oh, that's Isaac. Okay.
Rebecca, I appreciate you following my career and being supporting me in anything.
I've been following you, Frank, all y'all basically. Now I used to talk to a few of y'all from the show through Facebook, but publicists and all that. But whoever still reach out, it's an honor to me.
Thank you, Rebecca.
All
Thank
right,
you for joining
Rebecca, way to go, Rebecca.
Right.
Now, who was that? Oh, God damn it. Look at that.
We appreciate it, Rebecca. Thank you so much for your question, and thank you so much for your support. That means a whole lot.
And Earl of Pearl, I'm a diehard Nick.
It's all good. Thank you.
All right, y'all take care.
Bye, Rebecca.
Amen.
Thank you. All right, Ronte, I see your question. I'll get you in just a second. Ben, I see your question as well. I'll get you in just a second. Nick is actually on the team plane really fast. Nick, can you still hear us?
Oh yeah, can y'all hear me?
That's how you know you were on a jet. When look how clear his picture is. This is not a regular picture. Okay, Nick, you gotta let us know, who do you have around you? You gotta show us a little bit about what the team plane looks like. You know, I know we maybe ask you to break some rules a little bit, but nobody's watching.
Jay knows how to do it.
I got a couple of guys around me. I got my teammate right here, Cole. He got his headphones and he's on there right now. I got my other dog right here, Aaron Steen, the coolest guy on the plane. Then y'all see Kyle Trask over there. And there's some more savages around. Everybody just in their playbook right now, getting right for the game.
Okay.
It look like Jay. It look like Nick is on a small airplane. What team Nick play for?
Let him know, Nick.
You said small airplane.
Airplanes look real small, man.
Nah. It's weird. Like we get like it's a regular Delta airplane, but like I'm in first class right now, so that's why it looks small.
Wait, hold on. Why do you get a first class seat? How do they decide who gets the first class seats and who has to sit and coach?
They switch it up every week. Like I really don't know. They just switch it up every week.
Thank God you on the hang that they put you in first class, because we would have been like, what? You have to see me about this joking. No judgment. But we all sit in coach.
Hey, Nick, like you said your teammates are in their playbook. That's like one of my teammates told me on my playbook. He said, hey, Keith, if you ain't got it by now, you ain't gonna get it. So he might put that go ahead and set the playbook up.
Hey, look, they just sharpen up everything. They just sharpen up. You got it. They just sharpen up everything.
Jay, can we get Nick's teammate hat? Can we get that hat? Anybody notice that beautiful hat?
That's a nice hat. I saw it too.
Is it what happened?
The guy next to you. Let's see his hat again. Hey, that's cold.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
He said he appreciate it.
Yeah, don't set that down nowhere.
Hey, he looks like he don't play too, right?
What Dewey has? What you got on, Dewey? Dewey got his hat on now.
Listen, we had to put it on. This is our special HBCU Legends hats that we have available. And again, you got to come to fellowship. You got to come to fellowship. You guys come by fellowship. We got some prize packs that we can send you home with, and you can take one of these and our Wells Fargo rally towel as well. So you don't have to throw on this hat for a minute.
Well, Dewey, they have my address, Dewey, so you can just go and put that in the mail. I love it.
Right. I can put my address in the chat.
Like I'm here now.
Listen, count on it. We're gonna send it
your
your
way.
way.
You'll be a hat mailing fool for the next week, Dewey, because I need a hat too, bro.
We're gonna send them out. We're gonna send them out.
There you go.
Well, Dewey, I love that you bring up the prize pack. Matter of fact, you know what? We actually have some Wells Fargo prize packs that we're going to give away. So let's go ahead and do one of our Wells Fargo trivia. Is that all right? And we can give away an entire prize pack courtesy of Wells Fargo. We'll do that, and then you actually have a presentation for us right after that. Is that cool?
Yes, ma'am. That works for me, Jay. Please keep us going.
All right, so we do have the Wells Fargo swag packs. This is how it's going to work. We are going to read the question. You'll see it on the screen. This is for all of our participants, unless your name is mentioned in the question, all right? So we're going to read our trivia question, multiple choice answers. Put your answers in the chat, and the first person who answers that question correctly is actually going to win this amazing Wells Fargo prize pack. We got the drawstring bag. We have the Wells Fargo fan, the bucket hat that Dewey was so graciously modeling for us, and the rally towel, all right? So we will get our question on the screen. So everybody get your fingers ready. And yes, we do like our hang celebs to actually participate as well, except for Terron cannot answer this one. Terron Armstead set the record for fastest 40-yard dash by an offensive lineman. What was his time? Oh, somebody's already cheating in the chat. Lord have mercy. Was it A, was it a 4.63? Was it a 5.05? Was it a 4.71? Or was it a 4.5? Let's see. And the answer is all right, Hang. Circle the answer. All right. It was a 4.71, which is incredible. Raekwon, I saw you answered it correctly like 9 times. We already gonna send you a prize back, okay, Raekwon? So you don't get a chance to really win, okay? But you were the first to answer it properly. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, it looks like possibly Monique was the first one after Raekwon to answer correctly.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, congratulations, Monique.
Thank you, thank you.
How did you know that answer?
I guess.
Well, you got your Santa hat on, so hey, look.
Got me some good luck.
Yes, congratulations. You just picked up that Wells Fargo prize pack. Terron, are you still on with us?
I'm here.
Okay, Terron, let's talk about it. You still got it in you?
4.7, depending on how well I warmed up that day. But I'm more like a 4.8 guy. You know, been playing for a while, so I pick my spots when I really gotta sprint.
Okay.
Jay, my question is, how much did he weigh? How much did you weigh when you ran a 4.7?
Good question.
306.
Wow. Big man moving right there. Big man moving.
Yeah. And I'm 305 now, so I'm a little lighter. You feel me? So
the knees need a little bit more oil now, though.
I promise. Isaac, listen, Isaac, it's real now. Can't just get up and go no more.
Jay, that is the reason why I play tennis.
I don't know.
I don't need 306 pounds coming at me at 4.7 seconds. Don't need it. Don't need that in my life.
I feel you.
I love that. That is so hilarious. Look, Terron, we know you're going to have to be checking off here in just a moment, so we appreciate you hanging with us.
No, for sure.
We got to talk about it. Before you leave, who's your pick for the MVP this year?
For me, Tua or Tyreek. I know it's some guys, unbiased, I know it's some guys around the league playing really well. Dak has been impressive for sure. So Dak is definitely one of the ones I would put up there in that race, but I say Tua and Tyreek. We got to get on a good stretch to close the season with these last 4 games to finish strong, and I know both of my guys have been making strong cases for their MVP campaign. So I'm going with my Dolphins.
Okay.
Hey, Jay.
Yes, sir.
Jay, I had a question for Terron. His coach McDaniels, looked so almost like a nerd. What's it like playing for Coach McDaniels?
I love it.
Nah, he really is. Aeneas, he really is though. He is. He's a nerd. He's a proud nerd, but he got some swag to him though. That's the crazy part. Like Mike, we call him Money Mike. He really got some. He got some juice to him. So, but he's a very, very cerebral coach. It's a thought process to everything. He always tells you the why about everything, which as a player we can appreciate. You know what I mean? He's not just asking you to go out there and do X, Y, and Z without having a real dialogue about it or be able to explain the reason why we're doing so. So it's been great playing for Mike. It's a lot of energy. He's a player's coach, and he's very innovative. So we have fun and get a chance to run around and make plays.
I don't think a lot of people know that he's mixed. Am I right?
Yeah, no, he's black.
He's black.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people know that. Yeah.
I ain't know that until probably 2 weeks ago.
Really? He took
You just got breaking news. Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Actually, a black man.
Woo, we love Hank breaking news. Thank you. Wow.
Heard it here first on Hang. That's right.
Yeah.
Miami Dame is black.
Wow. Okay. That's what's up. Thank you so much. Look, for the enlightenment, Terron.
No, for sure. For sure.
Appreciate that. All right. So
Big shout out to Terron, man. That shows the difference between the NFL players and us mere mortals. My man said he can go from 4.7 to 4.8. My knees don't work like that, bro. Like, how do y'all keep that going? I don't understand. That's my question. What? Well, I appreciate it. Wow, bro.
And guys, that's the biggest shock in the NFL is when a lot of these college kids come into the NFL and all of a sudden the lineman running sub 5.0. It's crazy. You can't even imagine. Yeah.
Amazing. You know what the difference is? I remember coming in, yes, I felt like I was faster than the other linebackers, but they knew where they was going. So I mean, they knew where they were going. I didn't. So that's the difference. Like you said, Terron's like, you don't have to run that force because you're more experience takes over. So even I could be fast, they knew where they were going. So I was going nowhere, just everywhere, but not going to the right place. So yeah.
FAMU just scored. They're on the board.
There you go.
We got a game, y'all. We got a good game.
FAMU came in and took over the SWAC. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed. The Southern University, I'm very disappointed about that.
Yeah, and I wouldn't just say take over. It's a lucky year.
I mean, you really got two MEAC teams in the Celebration Bowl when you think about it.
Hold on now.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
But this
you take one of ours, put them over in the SWAC.
Yeah, listen, this speaks to the landscape though of college football. And gentlemen, you all would know it certainly better than I would around these areas, but the landscape is consistently changing, whether it's the NIL components of things, whether it's conferences changing in different types of areas. So those are things that translate and follow you into different areas of your life as well. So very, very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Sure.
Well, Jade, I know you've been working to set this up for a minute. We've got some special presentations, and I know that we've got Vanessa and also I think Shannon out there, some HU grads. So we're gonna bring on my man Damon Ford to help us out while we do this thing. We got a special announcement here.
Woo-wee!
Wow.
HU, $25,000 strategic investment from Wells Fargo to scholarships supporting the amazing students in the District of Columbia at Howard University. So let's give it up. If HU is in the house, let's see you in the chat. $25,000 coming to the nation's capital, y'all, from your President Wells Fargo. So, all right.
Do we bring that check up a little bit closer because we need to make sure where the period is and where the comma is because it can look like
Jade is double checking my math to make sure it's the right number of zeros there. Right number.
Okay. Well, I thought it was a comma where that period is.
Let's on this side. How about Jade? You like that better?
There we go. That's a lot of money, though. Yeah, we love. Look, Cecil, we got to make sure that comma in the period, it makes a difference.
Listen,
make sure that ink dry.
Yeah.
I know we appreciate that, but hey, $25,000. We're excited to be able to provide that level of support. And Jade, I know we'll have some additional announcements a little bit later on about some additional financial support that we're going to be providing for our friends there. In the SWAC side. So the MEAC is well represented with that $25,000 strategic investment by Wells Fargo. So.
Yeah, and like I say, we definitely appreciate all the support that Wells Fargo gives to all of our HBCUs. It's so amazing. So thank you so much, Julie. We really appreciate it, truly.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I see somebody else that just checked in, representing Hampton University. Y'all, I don't know if y'all remember this. She took the Little League World Series by storm in 2014, becoming the first girl to throw a shutout. She was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. She's in the building, Miss Monet Davis. What's up, Monet?
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. Trying to finish school right now.
Say it again.
I said just trying to finish school right now.
Oh, wow. Well, we appreciate you hanging with us. What's been going on? What you been up to?
Just in school, in grad school, studying sports management. So just trying to finish up my first semester, making sure I'm good for next semester.
Okay. Okay. Well, you were one of the biggest stories in sports history at a very young age. How did you manage all of that, being in the spotlight and everywhere you went, people knew who you were? How did you handle all of that?
The people around me, my parents, my mom, making sure that I was still able to have that, that kid teenage life that, everybody else were able to have. So just making sure I did things that were, necessary for me that could help me in the future and make sure that I'm on the right path. So I'd probably give it to my mom for sure, because she's definitely done a lot.
Look, in other words, mama don't play, huh?
No, not at all.
We love that. So I have to ask you this. A lot of times when we're on these hangs, a lot of the guys tell us this, if they're football players, they tell us, a lot of them believe they were better basketball players, and maybe they played baseball better. Is it true that you actually are a better hooper than you are a softball thrower?
I like to think so. Yeah, that was my first love. I feel like for your first love, you always have like a better love and a better skill and talent in that love. So I'd definitely say basketball, probably for sure.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you hanging with us. We're going to be coming back to you here in just a second, so feel free to jump in. Girl, we just cutting up, okay?
Okay.
So we want you to cut up with us for sure. I do believe that we have somebody else in the Wells Fargo suite. Do we? Do we have Daryl? Is the MEAC commissioner there with you? Look, Daryl is like, yeah. Let me grab.
We are working that out. I just want you to know that I'm multi-talented, because I can talk about all things Daryl Bell and produce the Wells Fargo suite at the same time. So hang on.
No, seriously. What's funny, let me tell you guys behind the scene. Dewey was supposed to head over to the Wells Fargo suite, but it's been a little bit of, we're just working it out live. So now we have actually given the task to Daryl. Poor thing. He's having to juggle a bunch of stuff at once, which is hilarious. But we appreciate you stepping up and doing that. We had some questions from the chat. So Ronte, if you go ahead and unmute yourself, we'll let you ask your question. And we had another one from Ben and Jacob. I got you guys coming up next.
Can y'all hear me?
Hey, Ronte.
Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. My question is for Earl the Pearl. Since you've been retired, who has been one of your favorite NBA players to watch?
Well, that's a hard question, because we've had so many guys that were so great, man, and we're talking about Kobe, and and I guess that was my favorite guy, because he was from Philadelphia, and I had gone to school with his dad, so I always used to watch him. But certainly LeBron, I mean, you can start running these guys back. But if I'm from the old school, obviously. So, the greatest player to ever play the game was Wilt Chamberlain. So I look back at Wilt and I see people to compare with him. And as of now, I would say a guy like Kevin Durant is a guy that I would look at, because he's got the jumper. He's got, he got a lot of skills that a lot of big guys like him, generally don't have. But the game has changed so much because everybody's shooting the three-pointer. So, I'll just say, look out for my three-point challenge that's coming up, so that you'll see who the better players are.
I definitely will.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Look, Ronte is going to be sliding in my DMs later saying, I got a chance to talk to Earl the Pearl. I know Ronte, so I know Ronte is like beyond ecstatic right now. So thank you for your question, Ronte. That's dope. We appreciate it. All right, Dewey, we have somebody in the suite, don't we? In the Wells Fargo suite?
We do, Jade. Thank you so much. And I see Commissioner Sonia Stills of the MEAC conference there. Commissioner, we're really excited to have you on with us for today. Congratulations on all the amazing things that you're not busy at all today, but you
Not
still
at all.
to join us. So
You know I had to be here for Wells Fargo and you, Dewey. So thank you so much for the invitation.
well, listen, the Bison are lighting it up on the scoreboard here so far. Tell us a little bit about everything that's come together to make this week possible.
Oh my gosh. You know, it's funny. I was with the former commissioner, Dr. Dennis Thomas and Pete Durzett, who wouldn't even be here. The Celebration Bowl wouldn't even be here without his vision and the creation. And it has been such a great road. You know, it was anybody's team that could have gotten here to the Celebration Bowl. And I am just so happy and so proud of Howard and what they're doing already on the field. So I just hope they just keep it up.
Right. Commissioner, that's great. So the football season is coming to a close here. We've got basketball already happening. Give us 30 seconds on some of the things that are happening on the men's and women's hoop side.
On the men's and women's hoop side for basketball, look, Howard, Norfolk, they are rolling right now. And so I really think that they will end up at the top towards the end of the season when we end up in Norfolk for the basketball tournament at the Scope Arena. So it's anybody's game. I'm telling you, this conference, we're the Elite Eight and we're mighty. So, and you never know how the competition will be. So I look forward to seeing them.
Last item here before we let you go, because I know you're ripping and running. Why are HBCUs important? Real simple question. Talk to the people.
HBCUs are very important. We were created to serve the underserved, you know, to educate, we nurture. There's nothing about the culture, the family, no matter what HBCU you go to, we are one big family. It's us against them. We have that friendly competition, but ultimately, we are all one big family. So it's always one big homecoming, and that's what the Celebration Bowl is. It's a big, huge tailgate. So it's just my honor to have my entire athletic career within HBCUs, and I hope to retire as an HBCU commissioner.
All right. Commissioner Stills, thank you so much. Congratulations to you and the team. We'll see how things finish on the field. We got some more exciting stuff to come. Jade, let's give it back to you.
Thanks, guys.
By the way, real quick, I heard you're a soror, so hey.
Oh my God, I love you. Oh, thank you for that. All right.
You know what? When I found out you were the commissioner, I said, of course she is.
Oh,
yes.
Girl, you know how we do.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Commissioner Stills.
Isaac, I see you represent us.
You never know who's going to come through with the Let's Hang Media team. You never know. Right. Never know. So
I'm telling you, the Wells Fargo suite definitely seems to be the place to be. We love it.
I told you, it's those chicken wings. And we got good food here at Fellowship, Cam's spot. And I just saw Cam on the screen at the game. So I he decided to hang out with them over at the stadium rather than come to CLC. That's okay.
That's right. Fellowship, Cam Newton owns Fellowship, correct?
Cam Newton's, he has a cigar bar that's right here, again, right down the street from the stadium, literally a stone's throw, 1110 Centennial Olympic Park Drive. And again, we still got food. So folks that are joining the broadcast, not too late to come over and get a plate. And nibble on that and continue to enjoy the game and everything with us. So
Jade, I'm really starting to wonder about this. Dewey got stuck at Fellowship. I suspect that he did not get too stuck. And next year, Dewey, you need to extend that invitation out to others, bro. Yeah.
Listen.
I see my girl Awana K. Hey, Awana K.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, Awana.
Wells Fargo heavy hitter that we love to have. Thank you for hanging with us, Awana K.
That she is.
Good memo though, so you owe me a little snack or something.
We'll send you something. It'll be one of the prize packs in the mail. Listen, Awana K, can you take 30 seconds and tell folks what you do? It's a pretty important role relative to financial services and the whole nine. Give it to them. Talk to them, please.
Yeah, so at Wells Fargo, I'm head of home lending African American segment, and really the work that I do, the team that I work with is around creating racial equity in home ownership. So I'm always excited to talk about how we close the gap and create more generational wealth in our communities.
Awesome. Another reason why we love Wells Fargo, honestly, we appreciate all the effort that you guys give for our community specifically. So I want to we know that you work really hard on behalf of, pushing forward those efforts. So thank you so much, seriously, from the bottom of our hearts.
Absolutely. It's passion work. It wasn't my first love, but coming into this and learning more about it and how we can educate ourselves and each other, it's just it's a great space to be in and be part of that change we want to see.
Yeah,
we love it.
We're so glad you're hanging with us, Awana K.
Yeah.
So Jade, I also know that we have a couple. No, please, Aeneas, jump in.
I want to jump in and give a shout out to Kenny Gallup, because we've been showing a lot of love to Howard. Kenny Gallup, you guys, I don't know if y'all know, but he's the second winner of the Aeneas Williams Top Defensive Back Award in all the HBCUs. Yeah, so Kenny Gallup, he's Howard Bison, and he's the second winner that's selected to win this award. So praise and shout out to him.
No, seriously. So Aeneas, we saw that just happened on Friday, right?
Yes, we had 3 finalists. It's the Paython Jim Thorpe Award in Oklahoma State Sports Hall of Fame. They decided, hey, we need to have a similar award with HBCU schools that we have with the Jim Thorpe Award, which is the top defensive back in all the Power 5 schools. When I was at Southern, I always paid attention to the winners. And last year, they called me and said, we would like to make your name and your career represent the Aeneas Williams Award. And the award is synonymous with the Jim Thorpe. All the kids get all the same awards, and it's all announced, and they're all welcome in their families in Oklahoma City the first week of February.
Aeneas, first of all, congratulations for having us.
Right. Thank you.
Isn't that dope, Isaac?
Thank you.
Oh,
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
especially when you're still alive. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you why that's also so special. For those that may not know, Aeneas, your story is amazing. I mean, you literally were a walk-on your junior year at Southern University. Wow. And then you go on to have this amazing career. You walk on. By the time you're a senior, you lead the nation in interceptions. It doesn't happen like that. When I tell you God has had his hand over your career, and now here we are saying that there is this huge award named after you.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm sorry, go on, Isaac.
No, man, I want you to speak, but I was curious about what made you walk on as a junior and senior, and then how did you have those hidden talents to be able to do what you were able to do? I think that helps a lot.
Well, it's crazy because I grew up in New Orleans. I grew up in the same area in Holly Grove, Lil Wayne. All of us grew up in the same area. And my dad, I think someone else mentioned, it may have been the kid that does the NIL, first college graduate. So my dad's the first college graduate on both sides of the family, and I'm the youngest of 3 boys. So I started playing football when I was 4, enjoyed it. After high school, wasn't recruited. My dad is a Southern alum. My brother, who I idol, my middle brother Achilles, was a CPA. He was already at Southern. He's 2 grades ahead of me. And so after I didn't get any offers, went to Southern, just wanted to be with my brother, did everything he did. By the way, Jade, my wife is a Delta, so I married well. Shout out to the Deltas, right? And I pledged, and literally I pledged Kappa because I was following my brother Achilles. I majored in accounting because he majored in accounting. I have an accounting degree. I don't even like numbers. I was just following Achilles, right? But my junior year, and I say this to anybody that's listening, my junior year, I got turned down. I did an interview with Cargill, Fortune 500 company out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they interviewed me on campus. I had a great on-campus interview, went out to do the interview plant visit. I thought I had gotten a job. Two weeks later, I was turned down, wasn't offered the job. I was sad, but that was the same summer I given my life to Jesus Christ. And I asked God, I said, God, if you're real, show me how you relate to us in everyday life. He initially taught me two things. One, he says, Aeneas, I make everybody with a purpose, and I fully put inside of them the capability to carry it out. I also speak to people in their hearts. So about a week before the season started, it made no sense. I was on pace to graduate my accounting degree in 3 years. It entered into my heart to go walk on the team. The first thing I realized, if I had gotten a Cargill internship, I would have never walked on the team. The second thing is the coach allowed me to walk on. The position I was going out for, coach was trying to replace the guy, and I ended up starting by the 5th game of the year. So that's when I began to realize on the HBCU campus, that's what made the difference in my relationship with Christ. And it's all amazing. It's hard for me to believe I'm somebody living, and an award is named after me. Usually people are dead. So I'm just honored to be on really with this group. And it's just a reminder to all of us that came out of HBCUs, there is no subpar at all. It is, we're all on par, and we're movers and shakers. And I like to remind these kids of that.
Kudos.
I'm blown away. I'm blown away by what you accomplished walking on your junior year. And we all had those kind of stories where, you know, we see like, oh, okay, if I would have did that, this wouldn't have happened. And, you know, that's God's plan. And we had to learn to trust that. Yeah. What you've gone on to accomplish, because you got to think about the technique of playing defensive back. You haven't played since you was in high school, and you come into your 3rd year and end up starting by the 5th season, and then going on to do what you've done is having the buzz, the Hall of Fame, and everything. Bro, that is.
You know, Isaac, I want to share something with the kids, something else. The crazy thing, I got a call a week ago from the Senior Bowl. I played in the Senior Bowl. I had a horrible Senior Bowl. I was nervous. I'm from HBCUs. I'm being intimidated by these Power 5 cats. Man, they called me, and I was named in the 75th anniversary Senior Bowl team. Think about how crazy that is, right? And I just want people to know I was nervous, but I didn't know that I was fully prepared, and I had everything I needed to dominate. And that's what I want to share with our kids, man. I don't care what school, HBCU they came from. Isaac, all of us that are on, my brothers from Wells Fargo, and the work that they're doing with HBCUs, I want to continue to remind all of us, this is no second to none. Mm-hmm. You got Earl of Pearl Monroe. I'm humbled. I want to be quiet every time he pops up on the screen because of the history and the shoulders that we stand on. So thank you, Earl, and thank you, Jade, for leading this. So awesome.
Yes, indeed.
This is great. Oh my gosh, that is so amazing. Oh, Aeneas, thank you. I love your story, Aeneas. You know, and like you said, Isaac even brought it up. We got that bus behind you. You do this and you make it to the Hall of Fame. Like, woo, Lord have mercy. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. Golly, I'm almost at a loss for words. So great hang moment right here. I'll say that. Really, really, really great hang moment. Ben, I do see that you have a question in the chat. I'm going to get to you, I promise. Jacob, I promise I'm going to get to your question. Frederick, I'm going to get to your question as well. But real quick, we have another special guest in our Wells Fargo suite. Who do we have there?
Yeah, I'm taking a look here as everything is loading for us. And I think that we have, is it Kendra Bullock that I see there? I'm just double checking to be sure. All right. So Kendra Bullock, ladies and gentlemen, CEO, executive director for the O, to the B, to the C.
That's right. You guys see my jacket? Wait, where is it? The O, the B, and the C.
Come on.
See that?
Come on.
That's right.
Kendra, you've taught us well. For our viewers that are on, tell us about the Orange Blossom Classic. Give us a 30-second history lesson from when it started to where it is today.
Oh, so the Orange Blossom Classic originally started in 1933, ran until 1978. I'm sorry, guys, I just heard some excitement. And of course, let's see, in 1978, it went away, but we were fortunate after 42 plus years to bring the Orange Blossom Classic back. to the beautiful city of Miami Gardens at Hard Rock Stadium, home of the Miami Dolphins. So the Orange Blossom Classic has been in existence now for 3 years under this new, since we've revived it. And it is an opportunity for us to bring HBCUs right at home in our backyard. Of course, Florida A&M University, Jackson State University. We have some new schools that'll be joining us in 2024. But the beautiful thing about the Orange Blossom Classic is we get to have fun, we get to enjoy football, and we do it all while raising funds for scholarships. And we do that, of course, with the help and assistance of partners like Wells Fargo.
Kendra, we love it. Can you give us the date again so folks know when they need to join us down there in the 305 to be part?
Labor Day weekend, September 1st, 2024.
Okay, we love it. We love it. We love it. Hey, we've been asking this question and then we'll close out. Jade, why are HBCUs important? Why are they important?
You know, HBCUs are important for us because it is an opportunity for us to come together with our own people, but at the same time, an opportunity to showcase excellence. There is this very strange myth that for some reason in the past, HBCUs have been subpar, that you can't get to the next level at an HBCU. But the beautiful thing about that is we're dispelling that myth every day with the people who number one, are on this team with us, with individuals who we may not even know their names, but who are just working hard in their communities, who can say that they have actually attended an HBCU and they've gotten to that next level. And we do it just, it's one thing to have all of the available resources to be able to do things, but when you're able to do it without certain resources, it gives you a whole different type of grit, a whole different type of tenacity that really prepares you for life. And that's what our HBCUs do.
Kendra, we love it. And open to all. I think some people think that HBCUs are exclusively for African Americans.
Not at all. No. It is the diversity that actually comes through the walls of an HBCU. You get to learn about all different cultures. So no, it is not just that's what it originally started for. Of course, we know that. But we have come a very, 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 very long way. So where we are now, it is diverse, and it is an opportunity to showcase that HBCU culture that is a culture that is second to none.
Kendra, thanks so much for the kind words. Continued success with OBC. Given that date one more time, Labor Day weekend, 2024.
Labor Day weekend, September 1st, 2024.
All right, come on down to the 305 and enjoy us. Kendra Bullock, ladies and gentlemen, she's one of the baddest in the land. She's got on that fam gear too, there, Lady Jade. So
yeah,
we'll
her
talk about
son. No, your son plays for FAMU, right?
That's right, which is why I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but I'm like in, but I'm out. So I hope I did okay, but it was a lot of excitement going on.
Yes, you did great. We appreciate it. Go watch your baby.
I'm working and I'm being a mom. Yes. Yeah. So I have to say, go Rattlers, go Rattlers. Yeah.
Look, Isaac looked like I was rocking with it at first. No, I'm just joking. All right, go ahead.
I'm a mom.
And Lady Jade, while we got a moment, we probably need to go ahead and acknowledge our friends down there in Tallahassee. While we got a quick second here, I'm got some NIL athletes that we're gonna bring on camera a little bit. Fellas, come help us out with the whole other news report. We got a big check. This one is actually going to your friends down at FAMU, where they strike again. So another $25,000 strategic investment from your friends at Wells Fargo. So FAMU, congratulations. Jump in there, Doc. Yeah, you're in there. So, congratulations. I got to stand on my tiptoes. So congratulations to FAMU. $25,000 strategic investment. We're happy to be able to make this in support of the amazing students down there in Tallahassee. So Jade, another 25.
Hey, thank you, Wells Fargo. Who are the two handsome guys you have with you? I mean,
listen, I'm gonna let them come on camera. Y'all got to introduce yourselves. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
So, Ms. Jane, it's me, Jacob, from the last time.
Oh my God! Hey, good to see you.
How you doing?
Am I a friend?
Can you see my? And then I'm with my two teammates, Terrell Foster and Miles Thornton. Actually,
nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Hey, that's what's up, fellas.
Yes,
So you guys, are y'all gonna hang there at the restaurant, or y'all going to the game?
We're gonna hang here at the restaurant.
Yeah, we hang around here for a little bit.
I kind of like Kim Newton Bar. It's nice.
It's not too bad. Not too bad at all.
Cool. Shout out Kim, man.
Yes. Well, there's a lot of history, you guys, that you have here on Hang. We have a lot of amazing. You got Isaac Keys from Power Book 4. You have Aeneas Williams, Hall of Famer. We have Earl the Pearl. We have a lot of amazing people. We have Shakyla Hill on. We have Monet Davis. So we're so glad to have you guys joining us as well.
Yeah. Hey, Jade, I got a question for them, for the guys.
Yeah.
I want to know, I see one on with the drip on. Did they get that from the NIL money?
You talking about me, right? You talking about me?
No, I'm talking about your boy with all that jewelry on.
Yeah, we'll just go with yeah.
I love that. So we had a hang and we got a chance to, what was it? We got a chance to do some shopping, and Jacob decided to donate all of his shopping money to a young kid in his community, which we thought, you know, as a young athlete, to have that mind frame of wanting to, you know, serve his community, spectacular. So we know that this is all great character here. So thank you guys for being amazing and representing great Black men, young Black men. So we love it.
And to share some of the credit, you know, I didn't do it all myself. Miles right here actually helped me come up with the idea, and he was actually behind the camera filming it, believe it or not. And he everything with the video, editing, music, that was all him. He did all of that.
Okay. So we got a lot of talent. We love
That means
it.
he got 8%. I know I'm off camera, but Jay, that means he got 8% of that cut. That's the post. I know DB knows about it. That's the post-production money. 8%. That's the minimum.
Yeah. No, thank you guys so much for hanging with us, and thank you all for helping Dewey with the check and everything. You know, protect Dewey while he's over there. We know, play security, you know?
We got him. Listen, fellas, real quick, and then we'll give it back to you, Jade. If there's a student athlete there that's interested in NIL deals, what are the tips that you would give them from a high school perspective and then a college perspective? Please, take it away. Tips of the trade.
Well, for me, I say make sure that whatever you're trying to get into, make sure that they align with who you are. You don't ever want to, you know, come off as a poser or come off as somebody that's trying to portray a persona that's not them. So make sure, be authentic with everything that you do. Also, like you hear all the time, comparison is the thief of joy. So don't compare your deals to anybody else's deals and feel like, oh, I should be making more, I should be, you know, getting more money or getting more. Just be grateful for the opportunities that you get and try to make the most of each one that you do get, because those will lead to more opportunities the better that you do with the opportunities you have. So yeah, for sure. I would say those are most important. Also, you know, talk to all the people you know, get content ideas, different ideas that you can do to promote your own brand as well as the brand that you're helping to promote. Yeah, that's all I got. Those are tips I got.
Kind of to, you know, piggyback off what he said, I would say get deals that interest you. Yeah. So not only align like with your values and what you believe in, but things that you're actually going to be excited to promote. So like if you're in, like I'm into shoes, go out, try to get a shoe deal, or, you know, try to get up the network to find a shoe deal. So you're excited to post about it. You know, you want it to do well, not just you're just trying to make a quick $100 or something. At the end of the day, money is, you know, money's money. It's always going to be there. Do something that's going to make you happy and that you're going to enjoy doing. And then also, don't let it change you. Don't let it change you. Because I mean, at the end of the day, at least I'll speak for myself. This football end tomorrow, these deals are done. So, and you don't want it to be now where you're trying to scramble back to find out who you were before when all the money was there.
Yeah, if I would add,
please, go for it. We'll jump to Antoine right after this. Go for it.
I'd say like it's getting deals is like kind of, you have to make an active effort to put yourself in a position to get deals. Yeah. Like use the name behind the school that you have or wherever you're at to put yourself in a position to where other companies want to use your name and likeness, because you don't have to have a big name to get money through NIL. Right. It's more just putting yourself in a position to where people hear that you're trying to represent whoever or do whatever so you can make that money. But follow along those rules that Jacob and Miles are saying, and you know, you'll be all good with NIL.
Jade, we're hearing it firsthand. The subject matter experts, they know all about it. They know all about it. You see, they're trying to take over the show. I got to get in sideways so they can see me. Antoine, they had me off the shot, man. I'm just happy to get back in the picture.
Yeah. Well, you guys, we are so happy at the Wells Fargo Suite checking in. Yeah, I can't believe it. He used to represent Howard, still does. Former NFL Pro Bowl safety, Super Bowl champion with the Colts, also played with the 49ers, Cardinals, and Giants. We got Antoine.
What's going on? What's going on?
B in the house.
What's going on?
Listen, man, y'all are lighting it up on the scoreboard here. Tell us about what you're seeing there with the ball game today, Doc.
So far, so good. But it's 4 quarters. We got to finish it out. We got to finish this first half out strong in the right way, then come in at the halftime and finish these Rattlers off.
AB, talk to us about your days at Howard and then that successful transition for you into the league, man. Talk to them about it.
Yeah, Howard, I think that was the best 4 years of my life. Obviously, just coming in as a young man, but just walking around campus, seeing those names on the building, and just seeing people that look like me just striving to be a better version of themselves. And from there, going on into the NFL, it was just a amazing time for me, my family, just being able to go out there and play a game and giving a platform to go back and help my community.
Yeah. AB, you mentioned this to me in one of our prior conversations. You had a chance to play for Coach Dungy. Can you give us 30 seconds on that experience, Doc?
Oh, man, 30 seconds, it won't do me any justice. Coach Dungy, we all know just the Christian man he is and just the leader he is, the leader of men. And it was just amazing to be able to play for him.
Okay. You also have some things that you're working on. Give us a few more details about some of the things that you're doing on the business side, Doc. I think it's helpful for folks to know.
Yeah, I got a restaurant in my hometown of Newport News, Virginia, a trucking company, and we're in the process now of opening up a community center. So we just got that word earlier this week. So just time to do my thing, boss. That's it.
Man, listen, you win it. And I got to give you this last one. There was just an announcement from the National Football League a couple of weeks ago spotlighting the potential individuals for the Hall of Fame. And your name is in that list, Doc. How does it feel to be on that select list with the potential of getting a phone call here at some point, I guess, next year?
Yeah, so there was actually for the Black College Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir.
The Black College Hall of Fame, and I was able to get that nod, and they accepted me in with a number of other greats. So, again, I'm just here celebrate with my teammates here. We rooting on Howard, so it's definitely a humbling experience just to be in that select group of men that played in HBCU football.
Doc, we love it. Jade, I'm gonna give you one chance for one question for AB, and then we'll let him get back to the ball game. Anything top of mind for you, sis?
Of course, we hear your son plays for Howard, so he followed in your footsteps. That's tough on him.
Nah, that's Edgerrin James. His son Eden James is playing.
It's not your
son.
Got you. Well, you're there cheering his son on too, so
For
we
sure.
appreciate it. Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
Well, we know you want to get back to the game. Thank you so much for hanging with us. We are honored to have you here with us today. We're cheering for you. Shout out to you, all these businesses, showing what life is like or can be like after the league,
Yes, ma'am.
So, shout out to you. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Y'all have a good one. Of course.
Okay.
Antoine Bethea, y'all. If you don't know, you better look up and get educated. That's the dude there. Trust me. All right, listen, Jade, I'm keeping an eye. We've got some fun things happening on the scoreboard here. We're going to give it back to you, friend, to see who we have next lined up for continued discussions today. Please, Jade, take it away.
Sounds good. So Lee C just asked what the score is. We do have some people on the hang that are not able to get the game. So Isaac, can you give us a really quick update on the score? Then I'm going to go to Jacob, who has a question for Monet.
Really quick, we have Howard at 16, Florida A&M at 7. Howard has the ball currently, and we are in the second quarter with 3 minutes left.
Ooh, look, and I see, I don't know, sometimes I have, I'm streaming, but some people have a cable box. I see those bands heading on down too, Isaac, You know
what time it is. It's halftime. That's when everybody's starting to pay attention even more. So it's one of the big things about HBCUs is we have a lot of pride about our bands. And, we stick behind them, and they never let us down. They always put on the show. And I think that's, we hear those drums going, them tubas and them horns get the blowing. Hey, you know what time it is. And the dancers, yeah. So it's been great. Right now, during the game, like FAMU just kind of been shooting themselves in the foot with the penalties. But again, like AB said, there's 4 quarters, and, we got to see who's going to pull it out at the end.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, appreciate that update. Jacob B., you had a question for Monet. You can go ahead and unmute yourself. Thank you so much for your patience. We have a lot of moving parts. So, Jacob, do you want to unmute yourself and ask your question?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I got to think back to what I was thinking. But I was wondering, I mean, this isn't honestly just for Monet, but it's for everybody, too. Is there a big sense of pride? Obviously, right now, we got Florida A&M and Howard, and I know Antoine was the Howard guy. But, what's it like watching your team, come out and be a championship team, being, in the finals here? And, is that something you guys have gotten to experience while you were in school? Or, and when that happens, what's the environment like on campus there?
I mean, we didn't really win anything. I feel like, just being an athlete, it's always fun to see all my good friends do well. So I'll go back to a game that we did win where we weren't supposed to win, is when we played Howard this year during our comeback win. So I'm sorry to all the Howard fans out there, but, we had to prove that we're the real HU here. But it's always nice to see, your alma mater do great, and also see all your friends do great as well. So I'm excited for what Hampton has, because they definitely made a jump from last year's season to this year's season. So I'm excited what they do next year.
Yeah, and don't be sorry, Monet. Never be sorry about that.
That's right. Thank you so much for your question, Jacob. All right, we have another question from Frederick. Frederick, you had a question for several of the athletes. If you want to jump on, turn your camera on for me and unmute yourself.
All right. Well, first of all, hopefully everyone can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Well, I will. All right. So my question pretty much, well, first of all, I want to say definitely, I really appreciate and I love that we all have our HBCU pride. I mean, everyone represents their school, everyone represents their city, and that's really what going to an HBCU is really about, that pride that's instilled in us. So first, that's what I want to say that. So my question really was, as the HBCUs get more exposure in the league, do you think that they'll eliminate those classics, like those Bayou Classics or those Florida Classics that we have, that we've been accustomed to going, as we get more and more exposure to play bigger schools?
Anybody want to ask in particularly first, Frederick?
I was going to say Mr. Williams I know he went to Southern. And I mean, I know Southern has a great classic, but it doesn't touch the FAMU classic. But, I will start where, that tradition runs deep. But as the schools get more...
Get them, Aeneas. I saw that look.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
right.
really?
So,
Okay.
First, thank you so much, and great question. First, the Bayou Classic is the classics of classics, and it really is. I mean, we're talking about NBC. I mean, it's the classic of classic. But to your question, no, there's the notoriety and all of those things are outstanding, but there are still certain classics that just bring everybody together. Bayou Classic is one of them, and then all the other classics. Those are traditions that have stood the test of time. Grandmothers have told their daughters or their sons, and then their children have told their children. So you got generations with classics, and hopefully our HBCUs, even though they may play these schools to earn and get money, but certainly they should always keep those classics as a focal point of our football seasons. Great question.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Frederick. Thank you for hanging with us. We appreciate it.
And Jade, I have to jump off. Jade, I have to jump off, but I wanted one question before I go, and that was to Mr. Earl. And the question I wanted to know was, is his full full name the Pearl, or where did the Pearl come from?
Good question. No, my full name is actually Vernon Earl Monroe, and the Pearl came about in my senior year in at Winston-Salem. Actually, the first 10 games of the season, I was averaging a little over 50 points a game, and a guy wrote a column, and he listed all the scores against each team. And the caption of the column was "These are Earl's Pearls," and from that, down south, everything got short, so that became Earl the Pearl.
Hold up, you right, Shakyla? Did you just kind of slide?
That's a little
that's what I heard.
Yeah, that was different. That was different.
Hold on, share that with Mr. Pearl so he'll know from your generation what you just said and understand what you just said.
Go ahead, Shakyla.
A humble flex, like you tried to slide it in there, like that's regular. That's not regular. 50 points a game is absurd. It's absurd.
Right.
That he was averaging.
Right.
I didn't wind up. I think that year I was led the nation in scoring with 40, 41, 42, something like that. But it was a good time, and we won the national championship. So it was a great time for me and my school and HBCUs in general. We were the first HBCU to win a national championship in the NCAA. Dick Barnett and his guys at Tennessee State won it in the NAIA. So, going back to the history. But I was getting ready to jump off, and I wanted to find a place to kind of like you have double dutch, you try to fit your way in so you can jump and whatnot. But I just wanted to say it's been great to be on this panel with all these esteemed people as well. I see you and I see things that you're doing, and I applaud you for it. And again, let me just say one more thing. Bobby Danridge from Norfolk State, another NBA Hall of Famer, has been blowing up my phone, and I haven't been able to talk to him. So I want to say a shout out to him. And also, my wife is a Delta, so I want to say
that's what we tell you.
So thank you for having me on, guys. All the best to you, and I look forward to getting a chance to see you guys at some point in our lives, right? All the best.
We
Mr.
love it.
Earl, Mr. Aeneas, it has been an honor and a pleasure to have you guys hanging with us today. And very smart men marrying deltas. Like, come on now, like what is going on? So, salute and thank you. You guys are our history makers, seriously. Like, so honored.
Thank you, Jay. Great job, and all the panelists, everybody that's on. Love you guys. Happy holidays, man. Let's finish strong. Appreciate you.
Happy holidays. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you guys so much.
Love it.
All right, we do have a question from Ronte for Isaac. Ronte, if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
All right, cool. So my question, Isaac, since you've been a part of the Power franchise, how has it been working with 50 Cent, and what have you learned to help your growth in your acting career?
I appreciate it, Ronte. First off, shout out. We got our, they officially announced our season 3. So we will be filming our season 3, and that's a blessing in any industry to get 3 years in. In the NFL, that's not for long. So that stands for not for long. So 3 years, I'm happy about that. The Power Universe is kind of changed the acting game for me because I didn't realize how big and what the universe really represented. Like the fan base, and that to me is like more than any other show. You could be on a show on NBC, Fox, things like that, but it's something about this fan base here where they're unapologetic and they will speak on it and they will make, have all their opinions, assumptions, everything they want to have about it. And I'm appreciative of being in that universe though. 50, Five is one of those people, man, when you're able to sit down and talk to him, you listen. Because you got to think about it. Like you see where he's come from and what he's been able to do. It's like there's nothing but a plethora of knowledge there. You just kind of want to soak it up. And he loves to tell stories. So he would love to sit down and tell you stories about something. I mean, from the streets to the boardroom. And anybody who's like that is intriguing. It's like you want to hear how he's obtained the success that he's had. Right now, he's on tour. He's toured, has 100 and something tour dates. I don't know how anybody's doing. Like he's been from the States, from the Americas, from our states, overseas. And when we're in the rooms, he has dinners every once in a while. When I'm blessed to be in the room, it's like I just sit down and I really listen because I like to pick up those gems that he's dropping. And again, he likes to tell the story. So it's been a blessing to be in those rooms and try to take away some of that knowledge. And I think that's important in everything that we've done. I've always learned, even coming to HBCUs, going to the NFL, acting is keep, eyes and ears wide open, because that way I can always try to learn. I'm very observant. I try to learn from people, even if they're not talking directly to me. They're still dropping some kind of knowledge over there that allows me to pick up on it, to be able to try to put that in place into my life or to whatever the situation is. The acting game was just, I didn't know I wanted to get into acting. I transitioned into it not knowing, but it saved my life in a way because it was like a therapy coming from football, going through life issues, things like that. It became like a therapy for me because I was able to use the substitute, whatever I was going on in my life, I was able to substitute into characters. So now, as we go on, we mentioned Criminal Minds, now we're going to Power. I'm playing a character that I can relate to. He's pivoting from one part of life, trying to go to another life, but then he got one foot in, one foot out into certain things. And you understand that, either you're going to wholeheartedly try to jump into something or you don't, but you also playing along with all these other people that see you from your past and want you to be this person. And you're really not that person at this moment, but yet you really are. It's just, it's the juggle of life. And, I'm glad to be blessed to be able to play this role and bring some truth to it. Thank you for the question too, Ronte.
Yeah, thank you, Ronte. I think you are a class act. For sure. It's like whenever we're fans of people on television or in the movies, it's always great to meet somebody and know that like you're a really, really great guy. So we appreciate you. Every time you come on Hang, it's always love. So Isaac, we are so appreciative of you. Seriously.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. It's a great platform. Beautiful people.
Yes. All right, Dewey. So I see you have a guest over there.
We got a guest, and we're gonna come to Mahogany in a minute. But we got it first. We got some other Wells Fargo folks on, and I just want to give them just a bridge. I know we're right at halftime. We'll give them just 90 seconds because two of them are actually Howard graduates, nonetheless. Okay. And so I think we got Vanessa, and I think we also have Shannon out there, and I want to give them a moment to talk a little bit about their experience at go back to your these, right? So the Howard University, and then I think we're going to wind up with a quick comment from Cecil on some important things that are out there for him. So Jade, if we can do a 1, 2, 3, and then we'll get something from Mahogany, and then we got to get to the rest of our afternoon here because we got a second half of football to get into, right?
That's right. So, that's right.
All right. So Shannon and Vanessa, I hope that you all are out there, and if so, I want you all to come on just for a brief moment and tell us kind of how you're feeling about the game today, and then take us back to your days on the different courts that you all were playing on.
Good afternoon. I'm feeling great about this game. The real HU always represents.
The real HU. Don't say that again. You said the real HU.
The real HU, always. Don't forget it. This is a big family rivalry for me too, though. My brother played baseball at FAMU. I played volleyball at Howard. I thought that I was going to be the one suffering today. He's currently suffering this afternoon. So let's hope that Howard hangs in there. But yeah, excited to be here and hang. Howard is family. I remember thinking about going to school and never thinking I'd go to an HBCU, and you step on campus and it's like coming home. So happy to be back.
I had a visual there a moment ago of you, I think, in action. And so you were a volleyball player back in the day, if I'm not mistaken. Can we bring that back up, everybody? We had I think a visual there of you a moment ago. So what was your oh, there it is. So number 8, obviously. So take us back to this picture.
Well, I was the quarterback of the team, as they would call it, as the setter. I played all 4 years at Howard, loved it. Excellent experience. I think Howard and FAMU actually are tied for the most MEAC championships. So Howard finished second this year. FAM has obviously left the conference, but a strong legacy from both of these schools. So it's an excellent experience to be a college athlete, and excellent experience to be an HBCU grad.
Anything you can take from the time on the court to now the things that you're doing in a corporate space? Talk to them. 15 seconds. Go.
Oh, everything. Resiliency, teamwork, heart, grit. You need it all. I work in investment banking, so it's no different than being on a field of play.
Okay. All right. And how can folks find you if they want to get a career in investment banking?
Well, you can go to Shannon Grant on LinkedIn with me anytime. I'd love to talk to people. I love mentoring young people, especially African-American students and especially HBCU grads. And And I would also encourage all the alumni out there, give back. I try to give back every year. I'm endowing a scholarship at Howard now, so give back. These schools deserve it.
Keep up the good work. You said you were a setter back in the day?
Yeah.
All right, set it up for your girl. Bring on Vanessa, go.
Where is Vanessa? I don't see her on the screen, but Vanessa and I were actually teammates at Howard and are also teammates at Wells Fargo. So we go back a long time. But I'll throw it over to her if I can find her.
Looking for her in the gallery here too.
Oh, there she
there
is.
she is. There she is. All right, now officially set it. I want the real set. Go ahead and introduce your sister, your friend.
Well, thank you for that, Shannon. Is that it?
Oh, I'm setting it up. I'm setting it up. The one,
you gotta set it up.
Vanessa Hubbard McMichael. She is a director at Wells Fargo in the Corporate and Investment Bank and was a defensive specialist at Howard University for 4 years. And I'll pass it over.
Thanks, Shannon. So I actually walked on the volleyball team at Howard the end of my freshman year. And then it just worked out that I was in the right place at the right time because the defensive specialist that year was graduating and she hadn't been replaced. So I ended up being right place at the right time and played for the rest of my career. Howard is the reason why I found Wells Fargo. I was first generation college. My family didn't grow up talking about Wall Street. I had no idea what it was. Wachovia at the time had happened to be on campus. And that's one of the things Howard is really great at least the School of Business. And my view is myopic because I was in the School of Business. But they brought companies to campus just nonstop. So there were always opportunities to engage and network and learn what was out there. So I stumbled into a Wachovia presentation and the rest was history. I ended up at Wachovia and Wells Fargo subsequently bought Wachovia and I've been there since.
And so I've had the privilege of working with Vanessa and Shannon when I was in the investment bank. And I remember when they joined the firm and to just see their progression. Obviously, they did the opposite, Lady Jade, of what I told them because they're moving up Jefferson style. They're taking leaps and bounds. Listen, make sure you catch up with both of these folks. Vanessa, as we hand it over to Cecil here, NIL, name, image, likeness stuff. Talk about what you would have done if there were NIL deals available during your days at Howard.
That's
I guess we'd be richer.
Please.
Yeah,
no, both come in.
For me, I didn't expect to even play volleyball, so I don't know if I don't know if this whole development would have been as intriguing to me. I just missed volleyball while I was there my freshman year, and like then ended up in the right place at the right time.
Fair enough.
I would have spent a lot of it, sure. But I would encourage all of these student athletes invest at least half of it. It's an amazing opportunity to be able to monetize yourself, especially when other people have monetized your likeness for a long time. So just be smart. Make sure you're investing some of that money, but enjoy yourself as well. These are the best 4 years of your life. Have fun.
We love it. We love it. Jade.
Well, Dewey, I can tell you
please.
What I would have done if NIL was around when I was there. I would have had a Rolls Royce, a mansion, everything else. Everything else.
But she would have made it an Uber over the weekend though, right? You know, you can roll the Bentley during the week, but then the weekend.
I would have had everything.
What can I say? Listen, let's I can't follow that. Cecil Burrows, give us 90 seconds, Ben, on some of the work that you're doing. And then Lady Jade, we're gonna give it back to you to kind of close this out with things. So, ladies and gentlemen, Cecil Burrows, talk a little bit about some of the work that you were leading in support of students along this financial journey that they're on, Doc.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Dewey. Can you all hear me okay?
Yeah.
Signal's great.
Perfect. So I'm an executive director at Wells Fargo in a newly formed organization. It's been about 3 years old, around diverse segments. And we really focus on delivering programs, looking at how we bank on a consistent basis to offer equitable access to all. That was my charge. I'm a 29-year vet within the financial industry and joined this team to deliver some of the things that Awanike talked about. How do we ensure that Wells Fargo is doing right by people in the community, all segments of the community as well? Now, this was perfectly put because going after Shannon and Vanessa is perfect. I got to rave on my daughter for a second. She's a graduate student, her final year, volleyball player. She won MVP of her conference. First time they've ever made it this far. First time they won the championship in school history. The school has cemented her legacy. And the whole time, daddy's in the stands like, where's my NIL deal? How do I get my Rolls Royce? How do I do that stuff like Ms. Hill said on a consistent basis? Glad she's not listening to me from that standpoint. But one of the things that myself, Dewey, and a few others within Wells Fargo has been looking at, Wells Fargo has been a big supporter of collegiate athletes forever. We do quite a lot with our colleges as it relates to financial education. When I stepped into this role, what we wanted to understand is, look, when we look at our segment and we talk about the biggest gap for the African-American households on a consistent basis is the wealth gap. What can we do to be a part of that to ensure that we're delivering the resources and tools to bridge that gap consistently? Well, as I started my research within this space, we started looking at NIL. The original thought for NIL was, look, this is going to be a Power 5 conference. It's only going to be a football thing. It's going to be male dominated. Guess what? It ain't. Right? First year, $917 million paid to student athletes. By 2026, $5 billion. Now, you take that and you apply the fact that it is a Wild West relative to not giving folks the resources and education for not only y'all, the students, but your families to understand what we do so that we can graduate with a nest egg. Somebody talked about it earlier that we generally tend to, when we graduate, we end up in debt. In some instances, we should not be. We're talking about full ride students that are ending up in debt. And what we know is missing is not only the education, the empowerment resources that you'll need, but also the access to people that are ready to help. What folks don't understand is there's a lot of folks in banking that are like, look, if I can be a part of this effort for them to assist families, students, and their community to ensure that they maintain the wealth and income that's coming through, we're going to make quite a difference from that segment. So that research that I originally did precipitated some of the acts that myself, Dewey, and a few others are doing right now. We're working with some others to really assess the landscape and figure out how we, Wells Fargo, can make more of a prominent step in that way. We got a lot of good things coming up in 2024. We're working with partners today, such as Game Plan, a digital platform that goes out and provides financial education resources, but we're also connecting the dots to bankers, connecting the dots to advisors and others that y'all can get access to that's here for you on a consistent basis. It is our charge to make that happen. It is our responsibility as bankers to deliver upon that. And my ultimate goal as being a girl dad, a student athlete as well, is it is my responsibility to make sure that she has the resources and tools just like everybody else to ensure that you can be successful and maintain the wealth that you gain during this period of time. I fail you if we don't. Dewey and I are going to be doing a lot next year from an HBCU perspective to ensure that we're connecting these dots and giving the resources to our student athletes that are playing on the field today and others that are set to come so that we can deliver the resources that are necessary so we can dent this wealth gap problem that we have been experiencing forever. And we're talking about an individual that's been doing this for a long time, that's come over from overseas to understand some of the unique challenges, that struggled his way through college to make ends meet, to ensure that I graduated to be where I am today to make sure that we're solving that need. So we're working to make that happen. And our goal is to deliver that within next year. We're going to start making some major moves on that in 2024, based off all the research that we're doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Cecil Burrows. You see how he does it.
Home ownership in that lineup with stuff you do with your NIL money, though.
Come on.
Yeah. There's a bunch of different things that are available when we talk about the income that you get. We're talking about individuals. Listen, when I was in college, I found $5 in my pocket. I thought my weekend was set.
Hey,
this is a totally different way. I'm aging myself, right? But we're talking about kids that are now getting hundreds of dollars all the way to the top 100 valuations from an NIL perspective. By the way, 70% diverse, 70% diverse, which means the help is needed within our communities to make sure that we do not end up leaving college. Hopefully we go pro, but we know it's 1% to 2% from a pro athlete perspective. But guess what you're doing during that time? You're gaining wealth, not income only. People love to check me when I say wealth. No. In our community, it's called wealth. You are gaining wealth that needs to be maintained within your household, your brand. From that standpoint,
I'm going to break back what he said. He said, we're going to make the bag, but we're going to keep the bag, and then we're going to invest the bag. We're going to become owners. So it's going to be full circle, you guys. So yeah, we make it, we keep it, and we invest it. So the bag, whatever you want to call it. So Cecil, thank you so much for that. Real quick, Isaac, I know we're getting ready to jump out of here. It's halftime. Can you give us a game update? I was not able to look at the score right before they went into halftime. Do you know what the score is, Isaac?
Yeah, I believe it's 16-10 where FAMU was able to kick a field goal right before halftime. I believe that's what's going on. And right now, halftime, we just had Showtime just went off, Howard University's been, and now we're looking for the March 100 to come on. And it seems like they're coming out in numbers, what they normally do. But but yeah, so right now we're looking forward to that. You see our Vice President, Kamala Harris, is out there. She's enjoying it up there in the box. They're showing her a lot on TV. She even got up and did a little two-step dance. So that was kind of cool. You like to see that side of her. So that was good. But right now everything looks good. And Cecil, I appreciate you talking about the financial aspect. There's some questions coming in through the chat about because I always was concerned when NILs came in, are we educating these kids on getting the money? Because a lot of times they come from families that are not educated in financial stability and understanding, and then they're getting this wealth of money. And it's like, what do I do with it besides just spend it, go and get the Rolls Royce and doing things? Because in our community we like to show that we have the wealth a lot of times, but we don't know about finances and understand about taxes and all those different things. I'm glad that you are talking about that and creating a platform, because I feel like nobody should get NIL money until they have some type of financial education. That's just my opinion. Like a pass-fail class course for them and their family, then get your check. So I just want to be up because I've had money, lost it, and trying to get it back. You know what I mean? So I understand that, and I think everybody's kind of went through that at some point. So financial stability and education is important.
You think about, Isaac, to your point, you think about the things that people celebrate when our student athletes are getting money is, oh, you're taking the team out to a steakhouse, or you're buying this, or you're buying that. No. You need to take some of that money and put it to the side. Because when you graduate, we have future leaders, entrepreneurs, HBCUs especially. The excellence that comes out of HBCUs, we need to make sure we have nest egg to really flourish like we're supposed to.
Yes, and that's teaching them where the money goes. Pay yourself, but at the same time, you feel good when you know that bank account is getting bigger. You got other things, life insurance, things like those in place. You feel good about that. You move different. And then you got what I call my trick money. You know what I mean? That's my money I get to go play with.
Trick money. Trick money.
Trick off money.
Everybody needs some, right? But just like you said, as long as we're educated on the other end and we're stashing and investing, and that comes from education through Wells Fargo, then you can trick. Look, it ain't tricking if you got it, Isaac. Whatever.
Hey, man,
we went left.
All right. That's what we doing, hang. If it ain't a hang room, we don't go left, or
we
right.
We gotta go left. Yeah, I get it.
Just a little bit.
I want to also remind everybody, all the fans today, we want to make sure you're showing your HBCU pride. Check out the HBCU Legends collection at wellsfargo.com/HBCU. Dewey, you said you guys have,
40 cards here. And you guys remember Mahogany from last year here, running things at Fellowship. We know it's Cam's spot, but we know who's in charge, right? A little bit in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, we have 40 of those brands that are available, and obviously 2 that we're spotlighting today with our amazing MEAC card there in celebration of HU, and our great card there also from FAMU. So you'll see a lot of the items here. They're all a part of our Legends and Legacies program, and just special thanks to the partners within our firm that brought this together. Jade, we started this back in April of 2022, and now we have 40 plus brand marks that are available. We're really, really excited. And my goal and our collective goal is to have all 107 HBCUs connected in. So if you don't see your school in the list, reach out to us. We want to be able to get the brand mark for you all as well to make them available to celebrate your amazing institution. So, Jade, that's that.
Thank you so much, Dewey. To all of our Hang fans, honestly, fans, we love and appreciate you so much. If you do not show up, we cannot hang. So to each of you that log on, some of you log on every single time we have a hang. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for supporting the Celebration Bowl today, supporting our HBCUs. Dewey and the entire Wells Fargo team, thank you all so much for educating our community, providing resources and tools for our community, and everything that you guys are doing over there. The effort, right? It is like pushing the narrative forward, and we appreciate all of the hard work because we know that it is no easy feat. So thank you to our Wells Fargo family. To all of our celebrities that hopped on today, Isaac, Nick, Terron, Monet, Shakyla, Aeneas, Earl the Pearl, thank you guys so much. Hearing your stories and just getting a chance to know you and hearing just the authenticity. This is why we love Hang, right? Because we get to see the real deal, the who you are outside of the spotlight, and it means the world. You guys have inspired so many people on Hang today just by sharing your true, authentic stories. So we definitely appreciate that. By the way, Cecil, we're gonna talk. We're related, literally blood related, and I'll tell you why. Yes, I just found this out.
Okay.
We have to connect, and I'm talking about, I think, first cousins. I think we're first cousins, so we're gonna find out. I know, isn't that crazy?
I'm like now y'all look alike. See, now y'all look.
Hey, bring up the two shot, Isaac. Bring up the two shot. Hey, listen, let's give it up for Lady J though too, y'all. Let's come on, give it up for our sister.
Yes.
Flowers, emojis in the chat. Lady Jade, every time you bring it with a lot of passion, and I think you make it a really, really fun time for everybody. So, sis, we love you. Thanks so much for what you're doing. And now it's on to the rest of our weekend. We got another half of football, too. So,
well, Jade's got to go back to Ancestry.com. I don't know how you did that while you were hosting, but it's pretty good.
I'll pull that up because I know Cecil's on my family tree, but I'll connect with you offline so we don't have to tell all of our business.
That's that must be the Jamaican side. That must be the Jamaican side.
I am half Jamaican. I'm telling you.
Same here.
I told you.
Wagwan girl. Wagwan girl. Okay.
Yeah, wagwan.
Okay.
Don't forget, you guys, we do have some upcoming hangs. If you love hanging with us today, make sure you check out what we have coming up in the future as far as hang. Go to let'shang.live. Follow us on social media. Again, to each and every one of you for taking your time out today. Fans, Wells Fargo team, all of our celebrities. From the bottom of my heart to you, happy holidays. Love you guys, and we'll see you on the next hang. All right?
Love.
Take it easy, everybody.
Thank you.